phone died, but I kept singing till they came just like you said.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 stars you forgot appeared on Grey's Anatomy.
Hey, help! I need help!
All we got was a couple of pictures via email.
What if I just take my hand out really quickly?
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the big names who've walked or been wheeled through the doors of Seattle Grace, or the various other names that the hospital has been given. We're excluding bigger parts and longer character arcs that you likely do remember.
It's okay. I think maybe we should all listen to Meredith.
Note, there will be spoilers ahead. How many of these famous guest spots do you remember? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Vanessa Morono.
I really think that she needs some fun, with it being 4th of July and that being all patriotic and making her think about her brother. So I think we should all do something together.
1 year into her run on the show Switched at Birth, Vanessa made a guest appearance on Grey's Anatomy. In the season 8 episode, The Girl with No Name, Morono played Holly Wheeler. Holly was brought into the hospital after being found injured in a ravine.
No one's gonna hurt you. We just need to know your name.
He called me Susan. But I think it's Holly.
During the episode, we discover that Holly was a girl in a famous case of kidnapping some time ago. Super Shonda Rhimes fans might remember that Morono has also made appearances on Private Practice and Station 19.
I never got your name.
Molly, but everyone calls me Molly.
And although all 3 shows are in the same universe, Vanessa has played a different character on each show. Not that that bugs us or anything. Number 19, Leslie Odom Jr.
No one else was in the room where it happened, where it happened, where it happened.
8 years before he won his Tony Award for his portrayal of Aaron Burr in the Broadway mega hit Hamilton, Odom Jr. made a guest appearance on Grey's Anatomy. In the season 5 episode, There's No I in Team, Leslie played PJ Walling, a young man who was offered $10,000 to donate his kidney by his father, who was in chronic renal failure.
So when do I get the $10,000 before or after the surgery?
He had done some TV work prior to his appearance on the show, with multiple episodes of CSI Miami under his belt, among others.
Sylvania, Iowa, no Prince matching Halleys.
But he wasn't the recognizable star he is now, all thanks to Hamilton. Number 18, Kyle Chandler.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
If you thought being the coach of a high school football team in Texas was a rough job, try being a member of the Seattle Police Department bomb squad. While having clear eyes and full hearts worked out well for Kyle on Friday Night Lights, things didn't go quite as well for his character, Dylan Young, on Grey's.
Her hand is holding that device steady.
We don't want to spoil anything for those who might just be getting into the show now, but we can say that Dylan is still one of the medical drama's most memorable characters, even though he appeared way back in season 2.
Just stay right where you are. Nobody moves. Stay exactly where you are.
Number 17, Nev Campbell. Unlike some of the folks on this list who became famous in the years after their appearance on the show, Campbell was at the height of her stardom when she did her episodes.
All that research on secondary smoke, it just seemed wrong.
12 years after Party of 5 ended and 1 year after the release of Scream 4, Nev appeared in 2 episodes in season 9. She played Dr. Lizzie Shepard, sister of the great Dr. Derek Shepard.
You adopted a baby and you never invited us to come meet her.
Fans will definitely remember Derek's other sister Amelia, who had a much larger role on the show, but many have forgotten about Lizzie, who is also a doctor. Sounds like it runs in the family.
Look, if you want to be a sister, I am delighted, but then act like one.
Number 16, Joshua Bassett.
Soaring, flying, there's not a star in heaven that we can reach.
Before you saw him in High School Musical, the series on Disney+, you might have seen Bassett in the Disney show Stuck in the Middle, where he appeared in 9 episodes.
At first I thought you didn't want to sit next to me. Like maybe you were embarrassed about losing your cool and recruiting an entire army of children to knock down your own fence.
However, in the time between his work with the Mouse House, he did a 2-episode stint on Grey's Anatomy. Bassett played Linus, a boy who met and became involved with Betty while they were in rehab together. After overdosing, Linus and Betty are taken to the hospital and, let's just say, well, this isn't a Disney movie.
What did she take? I need to know. Meth. We smoked some meth before the batch of pills came around.
Number 15, Faye Dunaway.
I seem to remember an incident with a clap
being dropped into an open body cavity.
There may not have been an actor with a better resume than Faye Dunaway to have ever stepped foot onto the Grey's Anatomy set. By the time she arrived at Seattle Grace, she had a 4-decades-long career that had seen her star in some of the most iconic films of a generation. These include Chinatown, Bonnie and Clyde, and Network, the latter for which she took home an Oscar.
This is terrific stuff.
Dunaway brought all that experience and more to her role as Dr. Margaret Campbell, the hospital's first female surgeon.
I am only human as any of us. And for that, I do not apologize.
Number 14, Mark Pellegrino.
Doctor, Michael's a big boy. He doesn't need you to perform make-believe medicine, right, Michael?
Having someone with supernatural powers could come in very handy at a hospital. But unfortunately, Pellegrino was a couple years away from making his first appearance on Supernatural when he showed up in the ER. Although, come to think of it, we aren't sure Lucifer would really fit in a hospital setting.
You always wanted to be normal, Sam. If you are, you'll be dead in a week.
Pellegrino appeared in the season 4 premiere of Grey's Anatomy playing Chris. He was a man who showed up at the ER with a bleeding deer in his truck and a bloody arm in his hands. For those worried about the deer, Izzy was able to save it, while the arm belonged to a pregnant woman who was in a car crash. Number 13, Seth Green.
How am I doing?
Strong and stable.
So you may recognize this guy from the original It, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or perhaps as Scott Evil from the Austin Powers franchise.
Oh, come on! I mean, first I'm not evil enough for you. And now you're gonna turn good?
Seth Green is also the creator of Adult Swim's Robot Chicken, along with being the show's featured voice.
Even Superman can't outrun, a bullet. Oh, my face! You hit me in the eye!
Back in 2007, he appeared on Grey's Anatomy as Nick Hanscom, a patient with a tumor on his carotid artery. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well for Nick. Just ask Lexi Gray, who was at the receiving end of an unfortunate blood burst.
You, checking in on me again?
Yep.
Will you call me strong and stable again?
After the blown artery and a stroke, Nick Hanscom passes away, marking the end of Seth's narrative arc. Number 12, Kiki Palmer.
Oh, you did it. You did it, sir.
For her lead role on Nickelodeon's True Jackson VP, this starlet was one of TV's most well-paid teenage actresses. Later on, Kiki Palmer starred on the Fox series Scream Queens. 1 year before her first episode as Zayday Williams, Kiki briefly appeared on Grey's Anatomy as Cheryl Jeffries, a 17-year-old patient with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. When surgery doesn't work, Cheryl takes off and gets pregnant, which gives her a new perspective.
I'm what you're looking for. HLHS with at least one failed conduit procedure. That's me.
She hopes to become a candidate for Christina's clinical trial, but unfortunately, she's past the age cutoff and gets rejected.
Look, I'm doing 6 weeks. I want a heart that's gonna survive it, okay?
Number 11, Tessa Thompson.
Okay, so, you know that feeling when you look into someone's eyes and you're totally comfortable and you aren't self-conscious and everything just is like perfect.
Many years before she entered Westworld, Tessa Thompson entered Seattle Grace Hospital as Camille Travis, but only in season 2, as the niece of Dr. Richard Weber was played by another actress in season 4. Camille had ovarian cancer when she was 14, and when she passes out while having sex during her prom, doctors make the sad discovery that the cancer is back, and it's worse than before.
I wanted to go to prom. I didn't want to be the girl with cancer again.
Tessa, like Vanessa Morono, also appeared on multiple shows in the Grey's universe as different characters. 3 years after her 2-episode stint as Camille Travis, Thompson played Zoe Salter in 2 episodes of the Grey's spin-off Private Practice.
I can't believe this. This isn't happening.
Number 10, Christina Ricci.
The baby weighs 10 pounds. The cannonball weighs 20 pounds. Which will hit the stone walkway first?
Ricci was in the same episode of a 2-part story that saw Kyle Chandler become a hero and fan favorite. Remember when we told you that Chandler played a member of the bomb squad? Well, he was at the hospital because a patient came in with an unexploded bazooka ammunition in their chest.
So I'm touching live, unexploded ammunition.
And the person holding the ammunition and stopping the bleeding with her hand was the paramedic Hannah Davies, played by Ricci. Christina was a pretty big star at the time, and the first of the 2 episodes, It's the End of the World, was aired following the 2006 Super Bowl. That same episode is still the show's highest rated and most watched ever.
What if I just take my hand out really quickly?
Number 9, Theo Rossi.
Can you get my wife? She works here. She's an X-ray tech.
Some call him Juice, while others know him as Shades.
You're gonna at least wait for Chico to come outside, right?
Over the years, Theo Rossi has earned a loyal fan base for his Sons of Anarchy and Luke Cage roles. For his 2-episode run on Grey's Anatomy, Theo plays a paramedic named Stan Giamatti, the unfortunate victim of an ambulance crash. The character actually gets wedged in a door, but survives long enough to reunite with his wife. But just as Seth Green's character passes away in the episode Crash Into Me Part 2, poor Stan also has the same fate. Number 8, Elisabeth Moss. Let's be honest, most people know this actress as Peggy Olson from Mad Men. Elisabeth Moss also delivered award-winning performances in Top of the Lake and The Handmaid's Tale.
It was nice to finally meet you. You too.
During Grey's Anatomy Season 3, she appeared in 1 episode as Nina Rogerson, the daughter of a 41-year-old patient with a rare bone disease.
The reason you've gotten this far, our treatment plan works. It will work.
The episode aired just 4 months before Mad Men premiered, so Moss was still relatively unknown. The character's mother passes away, and Nina obviously has a rough time. This role essentially marks the rebirth of Elisabeth's extraordinary television career.
Nina, there was nothing any of us
No. It was a mistake.
Number 7, Sarah Paulson.
This is no job for a nurse. I'll take it from here.
You know very well I'm not a nurse. Back off.
Marsha. This prolific actress famously starred as Marsha Clark on The People vs. O.J. Simpson, and she's also an American Horror Story regular.
He got away with beating her. He is not going to get away with killing her.
Though Paulson only appeared in 1 Grey's Anatomy episode, the role is significant. She plays Meredith's mother, Dr. Ellis Gray, who suffers from Alzheimer's disease.
Guess it's just you and me, kid.
Surprise, surprise.
The character shows up in a flashback sequence as Richard Webber reflects on his former colleague. The episode examines the rise of AIDS in the early 80s, along with the relationship between the 2 doctors who are trying to understand each other, and the nature of a frightening disease originally known as GRID.
I gave birth to a child, Richard. That makes me a mother. It doesn't make me inept. It doesn't make me less of a woman. It doesn't make me less of a surgeon. No matter how much everyone wants it to.
Number 6, Liza Wile.
I had 15 surgeries. And then I said, enough. Forget it.
Hey, isn't that Paris Geller from Gilmore Girls? And Bonnie Winterbottom from How to Get Away with Murder? Why, yes. Yes, it is. In a Season 5 episode of Grey's Anatomy, Liza Wile plays Allison Clark, a stage 4 cancer patient who forms a bond with Izzy Stevens during chemotherapy treatment.
Are you watching birds fly around my head again? Am I like totally Snow White right now?
The character ultimately passes away, and Liza Wile's moving performance opened the door for other roles. By the way, her Gilmore Girls co-star Edward Herrmann appeared in 3 episodes from Grey's Anatomy Season 4, playing what's seemingly the world's oldest intern.
Norman's an intern, Dr. Shepard.
Oh!
My intern.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Good.
Number 5, Millie Bobby Brown.
Do you think I hurt her?
No.
When 11, we mean Millie, appeared in an episode of Grey's Anatomy in 2015, most people watching wouldn't have thought anything of it. She was just an actress playing the part of a girl who performs an emergency medical procedure on her mother while doctors provide her with instructions over the phone.
Her lips are blue. Why are her lips turning blue?
However, the following year, Stranger Things premiered on Netflix and everything changed.
How do I know what I like?
At the time her episode aired, Brown wouldn't have even been considered for this list, and now she finds herself all the way in this spot. Number 4, Abigail Breslin.
I have superpowers, okay?
When only 5 years old, this actress starred in M. Night Shyamalan's Signs. A few years later, Abigail Breslin received an Oscar nomination for Little Miss Sunshine. In the mid-2010s, she transitioned to the small screen as Libby on Scream Queens.
No! How could you do this to me?
Nearly a decade before, Abigail appeared in 1 Grey's Anatomy episode as Megan Clover, also known as Supergirl, a kid who does not feel pain whatsoever.
Who did this to you?
I did. I didn't want to go to the doctor again, so
I just stapled it. It's no biggie.
It's revealed that Megan suffers from internal injuries and CIPA, congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis, which requires a corrective surgery. Overall, it's an emotional performance that allows Abigail to be tough and vulnerable, as she learns just how much her foster parents truly care.
I thought you said I didn't have superpowers.
Yeah, well, you don't. But take away Green Lantern's ring. The guy's still a hero, right?
Number 3, Mandy Moore.
Is there anything I'm looking forward to once my surgery is done? Babies. Lots and lots of babies.
Since releasing her breakout single Candy in 1999, this versatile performer has established herself in both feature films and television. Back in 2010, Mandy Moore appeared in 4 Grey's Anatomy episodes as Mary Portman, who initially comes in for a colostomy bag reversal surgery. Unfortunately for the character, a shooter emerges at the hospital, yet Mary survives and is reunited with husband Bill. Despite a successful surgery in season 7, Mandy's character slips into a coma and never wakes up, leaving her loved one to make a heartbreaking decision. Number 2, Dylan Minnett.
Let's call your mom, kid. You're gonna get some ears.
Before appearing in films like Prisoners and Don't Breathe, this actor appeared in some of the most celebrated TV shows of the 2000s. Currently most recognized for his role as Clay Jensen on 13 Reasons Why, Dylan Minnett once appeared as a guest star on Grey's in its 4th season. He plays Ryan, a character with no official last name. However, the character is probably best known for not having external ears.
You're not my father, but I am hoping to build me some ears.
In this storyline, Ryan bonds with Meredith while trick-or-treating, ultimately leading to a pro bono ear reconstruction.
Trick or treat. Get it? He's trick-or-treating for ears.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Cody Christian. Cody's character Brad wasn't pretty little lying about his abdominal pain.
It's usually bad in the mornings, like right after breakfast.
Which I might point out is when he has to go to school.
But I feel it at other times too.
Danielle Panabaker. Years before she became Killer Frost, she was a girl who lived without a heart.
I used to climb mountains, you know. One time I did the Inca Trail. It's 4 mountains in 3 days. The second day, this climb. It's 8 hours straight.
David DeLuise. Charlie didn't need Waverly Place wizards, just doctors to repair his skull after falling off the roof.
So, Doc, what are you using to fasten the new skull into place? Hexagonal screws?
Yes. You know your stuff.
Yeah, we could do this in my garage. Save me a few grand.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Demi Lovato.
Just put it down. It's gonna be okay.
They're a movie star, a pop star, and a television star. Believe it or not, it all began with a role on Barney and Friends. And just as Demi Lovato's adult career reached new heights in 2010, they appeared on a season 6 Grey's Anatomy episode as Haley May. The character has a rough time at Seattle Grace, as Haley is incorrectly diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
This role allows Demi to show off their acting chops, and the character arc has a happy ending, as Haley is finally correctly diagnosed with superior canal dehiscence syndrome and undergoes successful surgery.
I'm good. Oh, I'm good.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.